Crashes happen all around the world every day. One would affect an entire small town in Appalachia. Flight 800 exploded off the coast of New York, July 17th, 1996. Appalachia, the mountains, are like no other. From its rigid terrain, beautiful wildlife, to the people that live their lives here, to the strange, unexplained stories that folks share. Join me while I share this amazing place, one story at a time. A little family from a town of Stevenson, Alabama, and a fellow Boy Scout member and his mother were on their way to France on vacation and a hiking trip. They never made it. Mr. and Mrs. Scott were married, and they were the parents of their son, Joseph. Michael was an engineer for an Air Force base in Tullahoma, Tennessee. Barbara was an RN at the North Jackson Hospital. Joseph Scott and his friend, Tim Weatherby, and fellow Boy Scout partner, were 13 years old. They were 7th graders at the Stevenson Middle School. They both played sports and loved working on their Eagle Scout rank. On the trip, the two and Mr. Scott were going to take a train to Scotland to hike the ridges and mountains so the boys could get another scout badge. Brenda Privet was Tim Weatherby's mother. She was a kind and loving mother who loved her children very much and loved shopping and spending time with them. The five boarded Flight 800 at the JFK Airport in New York. 30 to 45 minutes into the flight over the Atlantic Ocean, the aircraft exploded mid-flight, crashing into the deep waters. All 230 folk aboard lost their lives that day. A short in the wiring ignited fumes inside the tanks of the aircraft, causing the explosion. The entire town, and of course the families, were devastated of the loss of the five amazing family members, friends, and loved ones. The families flew to New York to bring the five home for burial in their local cemeteries. The news people all over surrounded the town, and one by one they would leave once they got their stories. The town honored the five 17 years after the tragic event. They made a monument remembering them. Judge Graham, Brenda Privet's brother, spoke at the dedication ceremony, and the two boys were honored by becoming Eagle Scouts, the first in our country. Michael Scott had a learning center named in his honor, and we pay tribute today by remembering the five by making this video and sharing their stories. Folks, I want to thank you so much for sitting and listening to the sad tale of the Flight 800 and those five victims from Alabama. Well, I appreciate you listening. I love you to pieces, and I'll see you next time.